Welcome to Colorful Cooking. My name is Dr. Olivia Moses, and this is the show where we get all the colors of the rainbow in one single plate. Now, why do we do that? It's because the more colors on your plate, the more nutrition is on your plate, and the healthier we are. Today, I have a very, very exciting recipe for you, and we're going to be doing something that we've never done before, and that is something with lentils. Now, lentils are a wonderful, wonderful, nutritious fruit. We have a lot of things to get to today, so let's talk about the lentil really quick if we can go to our slides here. Lentils come in a variety of different colors. They go from orange to green to even black lentils that they have. And this is actually a picture of what the little kernel looks like. I guess you could call it a kernel, but technically it's a seed. The seed looks like this. Now the lentil, this is actually a pictorial drawing of what the lentil plant actually looks like. This is Lens culinaris. It is an edible pulse, and I'll go through what a pulse actually is. And these are annual plants. A pulse, and this is, I didn't know this, and this is very interesting. The term pulse, as used by the Food and Agriculture Association, refers to crops solely harvested for their dry seed. So in the same family as the lentil, you have the chickpea, you have the black-eyed peas, and you can see some of the pictures right there. Now, this is what the actual lentil plant looks like before it flowers. Very, very cool. A lot of us see these dried kind of ingredients in the grocery store, and we have no idea what the actual plant looks like. So there you have it. So why do people love lentils so much? Because it is a great source of protein for people who have very low meat diets or who are in a vegetarian or vegan lifestyle. So about 25% of protein by weight you have in your lentil. 30% of calories come from protein, also from these wonderful God-created things. Good source of iron. It is also a good source of fiber. And it is, like I said, great for vegetarian diets and diets low in meat. Now today I have a very exciting thing because we're going to be doing something that is very Indian, and that is cooking dal in a very special way called Dahl. Now, one of the reasons why this particular recipe is so near and dear to my heart is because it is the very first thing I ever learned how to cook. So I didn't do anything else except dal when I first learned how to cook. So it is a very simple recipe, but also another thing that I'm very excited to share with you. The very first thing, like I said, was to make dal. And now I have my teacher who actually asked me. Did you ask me? Anyway, I have my dad here. My dad was the one who actually taught me how to make dal for the very first time, and I have him here as a guest with us here on Colorful Cooking, so I'm very excited that he's here. So Dad, what should we get started first? Because this is the actual dry dal here, right? Or the lentil.
Yes, this is the red lentil, and what we first do is to take that and take a pot, pour some in it, as much as you want to, depending on how many people you're going to serve and how you're going to use it. Then wash it till you get clear water. Okay. And then it is ready to put it on the stove, and then just increase the heat till it starts boiling. And while it is boiling, we also put certain ingredients in it. We put a few onions that they can be just chopped and then put in. We also put a few drops of oil so that it does not boil and overflow. And then we also put some turmeric, and that is how we start cooking the dal. And after that is all ready and soft, you'll see the magic. The red lentils turn from red to yellow, and also the turmeric will also add to the richness of the color. And then we can put few of them. Yes, this is a good forgiving recipe because you can put as much as you want, and you will learn as you do prepare more of it as to how many onions to put.
Okay, so in here we have oil, we have onions. Did we put the turmeric in?
No, we haven't done it.
We'll put the turmeric. Do we need salt in there as well?
Yes, it is good so that while it's cooking, it will be inside the dal.
Okay. So we have that. And what's very interesting about this particular recipe is that we actually cook, or we boil the lentils in a separate pot, and all the seasonings we do separately because we're going to roast them, and then we put the hot roasted spices then into the boiling lentils. So you want to get that started? So
yes,
we have
can
this.
Start doing this.
Okay, so we're going to heat up that oil. Is that enough onions for you?
Yes, more than enough. In fact, we need just fewer than that.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about some of the other ingredients that we're going to put in here. And some of these ingredients you might have never seen before. The first one here, you have cumin. And cumin most people have actually seen before. You see the powder in the grocery store. But this might be a new ingredient. A lot of people think these are poppy seeds.
Yes,
but they're not.
But they are not. They are the mustard seeds. Faith of a mustard. I think this is what they were talking about, how much faith you need. So
and they're pretty tiny.
Yes.
So this is actually special black mustard.
That is
so
correct.
You can get white mustard in the grocery store. This is actually black mustard. And what I suggest, and Dad, what do you think about this, is that in the grocery store, in regular grocery stores, you can get all of these ingredients. However, the biggest bang for your buck probably comes from some of the ethnic stores in your town.
Correct.
So this actually I got from our local Indian store, or they're Asian stores, but you can also get all of these things at your regular grocery store. So should we put some onions in there?
Yes.
How much?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So while that's sizzling, we are also doing a side dish, aren't we?
Yes.
We're doing...
We are going broccoli.
Broccoli. So we're going to actually, for the broccoli, and what you'll notice is that for the broccoli or the side dish, it can be any vegetable that you want, that this broccoli is going to use some of the same ingredients, so you have this similar tastes on the same plate.
That is correct.
Okay. So how cool is this that I get to cook with my dad? I'm so excited that he's here today. Okay, so we're gonna let that kind of warm up there. And this is getting a little warm too, if you wanna mix that. Now, with this Dahl, when it starts boiling, it can burn out the bottom, right? So you have to be careful with it, because it doesn't smell burnt because all that water's on top. Okay, so do we mix that?
We also put some of the other ingredients.
Let's do
that. We can put the mustard.
Oh, we're doing the mustard here?
Yes.
There you go.
And it is interesting, the mustard, when it is ready, you will know because it starts popping. And then you know that it is ready to add into your dal. This is...
There you go. And actually, Dad, would you say that pretty much everywhere in India that somebody has their version of Dahl, and a lot of places they do it differently? This is just the simplest in our version?
This is the simplest, and it is something that anyone can do without much practice.
Okay, good.
That's why this was the first recipe that I taught Olivia how to cook, so that she will not ever starve, because it is very quick and fast.
I don't think we have a problem with starving. We have a problem with the opposite, actually. So what are you getting now?
Now, these are the red dry chilies. You can see them, and it depends on how much you want to make it, how hot you want it. You can put 1, 2, 3. If you break them, the seeds, they make it spicier. So you just stir it, make sure that it is not, and we also need some garlic.
Okay, let's get some
garlic. Is very important ingredient in any of the Indian cooking.
Now, Dad,
This I'm stirring so that it is not sticking and burning at the bottom.
Okay, so I'm going to chop these up, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, does it matter the order that we put the things in the oil, or can we just put it in at any time?
The order kind of depends on what cooks or how much you want it to brown. And I usually put onions first, and then I put the mustard, and also
The cumin.
the cumin, and then when it starts popping, it is ready to
Is that enough
add
garlic?
to the, yes, that's,
So we did 2 cloves of garlic here, but you can add more if you want.
yes,
correct?
yes,
So should I put it in now?
yes, it
Okay.
is ready to go in there.
Okay. So there you go. Now, oh, go ahead.
We also,
Oh, we need to put tomato in there too, and that's our red. So we'll go over here and I can actually get this. And here I want, what I want kind of everyone to understand here with our tomato, we're using tomato sauce from a can. Now, you can use fresh tomato or stewed tomatoes, but there is actually a health benefit. Fresh tomatoes are wonderful for your health. There is a different health benefit from actually getting canned tomatoes. Oh, we got a little spillage.
yes.
That's okay. It'll go down once we do this. Okay, there we go. So, do you want 2 cans?
Yes,
cans?
2 cans will be good.
Okay.
It'll add to the flavor.
Now, one thing that I do like doing when we do, when we use any type of cans, I like to use things that have no salt added. And the reason I like doing that is because you can actually then control how much sodium you're putting in your foods. There we go. Okay, do we want to mix it up, and
This one.
we'll wipe this off here. There we go. Okay, so now in this, while this is roasting, and I'm going to stir this up here, our little Dahl ingredients, what we're going to do is we are going to actually put the rest of these onions into this other pot and then roast these. Okay? I'm going to put a little bit more onion. Now, Dad, when you're doing these red chilies, a lot of people are a little bit maybe can't take the spice as much. Can they put the chili in there but not break it apart so the seeds aren't there?
That's the best way to get some flavor and not make it very spicy, yes.
Okay. And again, what I would do if you are a person who is a little bit scared of some spice, put in the whole chili, just 1 or 2, brown it up, stick it in there, make sure and you remember how many chilies you actually put in, and then fish them out when you're plating it for your guests. So, because if you can't take spice and you get one of those in your mouth,
Yes,
it's, well, how do we call in our family? Gunpowder. Pop, pop, pop. It's going to go off in your mouth. So you definitely want to make sure that that doesn't happen. Okay, so we're going to keep that going, right?
Yes, we can.
Okay. What I'm going to do, if you remember, we put cumin, garlic, and black mustard in the lentil seasoning. What we're going to do also for the broccoli is the same ingredients, correct?
That is correct.
Now, Dad, can you tell us a little bit about Dahl? Because you said that everybody, or I said everything, they do it differently. Because some people, it's not vegan, right? Some people put yogurt in it or cream, correct?
Yes, there are different ways of preparing. The people who live in the north of India, they use cream in this preparation, but most of the rest of India does not use, especially in the south, they do not add any cream in it.
And that's where we're from, huh?
Yes, that's where we are from. And this one is ready. You can see how it is.
Okay. So what are we looking for to know it's ready?
You can hear the popping of the mustard seeds, and these onions are becoming transparent.
Okay.
They can even be browned.
Oh, nice.
Quite often people brown them much more than what we are doing, but there are different ways. And this red chilies, sometimes if you don't want to and you have only green chilies, while you're boiling your dal, the red lentils, you can just add full or cut up chilies, green chilies right into the dal.
Okay, so
And
then you just put it in.
Add these ingredients, the seasoning, into dal, mix it up.
It smells good in here.
It's certainly smelling really good. You can...
Okay, so while my dad does that, we are going to add some garlic into our onions for our broccoli. Okay, so some garlic. Put some garlic in there. And then what we're also going to do, we're going to stir that in so everything gets incorporated. Let's get some heat in here. And then we can put the mustard and cumin in now?
Yes, it is ready for that.
Okay.
These are the black mustards and cumin.
Now, Dad, with the Dahl, I am correct in saying that this can be called maybe the poor man's food in India?
Yes, in fact, this particular diet of dal and rice is used at least 2 times in the afternoon and in the evening. Breakfast food tend to be slightly different, but there is a variation and spicier, and with they use it with tamarind and other spices where they make it slightly different, eaten with different kinds of either with rice or with flat bread, or there are also different things that are made for breakfast. They eat it with that. But dal is staple in most of India, especially in the south. They eat it 2 times a day.
Okay.
At least 2 times a day.
Wonderful. And they're healthier for it, for sure.
Yes, yes.
Now, what we're going to do is we are going to finely chop this broccoli that we have here. Now, a lot of people, when they think about broccoli, all they think about is the kind of floret portion. And a lot of kids don't even like that floret portion. And what you can get in the grocery store, you can actually get broccoli slaw if you've never seen it. So like how you get kind of coleslaw mixes with the shredded cabbage, you actually get broccoli slaw that actually takes the stem and actually kind of shreds it up. Now, what I do in my house, I will tell you, we do not waste food in the Moses house. Am I correct?
That's absolutely
yes.
correct.
We do
Take
not,
as much as you can eat.
but you got to finish your plate, huh?
You got to finish your plate.
Okay, so what I usually do with this, a lot of times broccoli has this kind of hard skin on the stem. So what I sometimes do is I will kind of cut down the stem portion to get that off. So let me show you what I do. Okay, we will cut this at the florets, but we don't want to throw this away. Some people keep these stalks for maybe making vegetable stock or soups. That's fine too. I will just put it in my stir fries, actually. So you see, I kind of got some of the skin off of here. And what I'm going to do, can I give you that? What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut down the broccoli, the whole thing. Okay? Now, and depending on the size of your broccoli or how big you want your broccoli, you can cut it, again, half of all of these. So we will cut this down. And I like everything cut small, as some of you know who watch our show, that I like things cut small so you can taste everything that's going on.
Just to say a little bit about the dal, once when you have added the seasoning and it is brought to a boil, you can reduce the temperature, and depending on the thickness of the consistency of the dal, you can add more water depending on how you eat it, whether you eat it with rice or whether you want to use it as soup, just in a bowl. And if you do that, then you might want to add a little more water and make it a little more soupy.
That's true, because you can use it as part of your soup and salad course and wow your friends that you know you learned some Indian cooking. Okay, so we're almost done with this broccoli here. And we cut it fairly small, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this now, we're ready to put it in our pot. There we go. Now with broccoli, it can be different textures, because you can eat this stuff raw, which has a nice crunch. You can really cook it and it can become actually quite soft. So what I'm going to do, I actually like my broccoli a little, what do you say, al dente?
Yes.
So you have like a little bit of crunch to it. It's a little soft, but it's softer than raw, but there is a little crunch to it. And the way you cook, the way I like to do my broccoli is once you start seeing that once you start seeing the color become almost fluorescent, kind of, it becomes extremely vibrant, you want to take it off the heat as fast as possible because broccoli is very easy to overcook if you like it, and al dente, you have to take it off at a specific time. Another thing with cooking fresh vegetables that you want to remember is that once you put salt in here, it is going to pull the water out of the broccoli or out of any vegetable that you're cooking, and you are going to get water kind of in your pot. So you want to kind of, you don't want to kind of be souping this up a little bit. You want to put the salt at the very end so it can it keeps that kind of crisp flavor. Okay?
It is also important when cooking broccoli that you cook it at high temperature because it seems to be giving some kind of fumes or gases that have different smell if you do it on low temperature.
See, I learn something every time I cook with my family. Okay.
And remove it right after cooking. Do not let it sit in here.
So let us go to our ingredients list. Get out your pens and paper. This is my dad's dish, my first dish that I ever created or ever made. So let's go to our ingredients list here. We have lentils, and we use the red lentils today, but this recipe can actually be used in any type of lentil that you have. You have lentils, you have turmeric, you have tomato sauce, and we use the no salt added kind. We have purple onion, fresh garlic, black mustard seed, cumin, dried red chili, and again, if you're not a heat lover, you can omit this one. We have olive oil and then salt to taste. If we go over to our broccoli, we have olive oil, fresh garlic, we cracked it ourselves right here, frozen green beans, and I put that in our recipe because you can use this with frozen vegetables. Okay, but we're doing broccoli here today. Purple onion, turmeric can actually go in here too, and we'll put that in now, and then black mustard seed and cumin. Oh, it's smelling wonderful. So Dad, can I put a little bit of saffron in here?
Yes, yes.
Just put a teeny bit. There we go. And I don't know if you can see it out there, but the broccoli is starting to turn color right now.
Yeah, it's getting bright.
It's getting bright. Now let's go over what the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple was in our dish today. So our red was our tomato sauce. Our red, orange, what's our orange, Dad? Do you know? Our Dahl.
Yes.
Because this is orange. They call them red lentils, but I think it looks orange to me. So red, orange. Our yellow, we put yellow color in as turmeric, right? Red, orange, yellow. Our green is what? Our broccoli. Or us, you know, either one. But red, because we always put love in our food, right? So red, orange, yellow, green, and our blue, purple is our handy dandy purple onion, because that one's a very hard one to do. If you can see this now, this is actually getting pretty much right there. And you can see this is beautiful green that is matching our outfits right now in the pot. So now I'm going to just hit it with some salt. Or Dad, you want to do it? We hit it with some salt. There you go. And we're pretty much done.
Yes, we are ready.
That is the whole meal done in that quick of time. And you have your protein, you have your starch, which is your rice, and you have your wonderful broccoli. Now remember what I said, as soon as it starts turning color, you want to plate it immediately, or you want to put it in a container. So we're going to put it in our beautiful white plate here, and you're going to see the wonderful colors of this broccoli. Okay, I'm going to put this over here. Look at how gorgeous this broccoli looks. Oh, my goodness. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And we're ready with the Dahl, aren't we?
Yes.
I think we have a ladle in that drawer right there. Let's start plating. Dad, we did it.
Yes, it is ready. It smells really good.
Okay. So here we have a plate of brown rice. And we're going to put some Dahl or lentils right on the plate.
Mix it nicely.
Woo, smells good. Okay, you can put it right on top of the rice. There you go. And then we have our wonderful, wonderful broccoli right here. Okay, so red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. You want to?
I wish you all can smell it through the cameras there. It is absolutely,
It's
smells
delicious.
good.
So we'll put it in a bowl so you can see what it looks like as a soup as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. There you go. Okay. So here we go. You have wonderful, delicious, nutritious meals ready in about, what, 20 minutes, Dad, would you say?
Yes, about that.
You want to try it?
Sure.
It's going to be hot, hot, hot.
You'll try that. I can see how this
Okay.
one turned out. You have to be careful with this red
Yeah,
chilies.
chili. You don't want to get that in your
You
mouth.
don't want to.
Just like how you taught me. I love it. It's delicious. Okay. Sorry, can I stop talking now and eat? Okay. This is really good. So you can taste the garlic in here. Also that tanginess of the tomato really comes out in the Dahl. So let's try some broccoli. Okay. In the broccoli, what really comes out is the garlic and that wonderful black mustard and the cumin, I think is the best
Yes.
part, huh? Okay.
And it is not overcooked. It is healthier for you.
Now, this is one of those wonderful nutritious meals for vegans also as well. We got brown rice, we got lentils with no milk or eggs in it, and our broccoli is our wonderful fresh broccoli that we stir-fried. Delicious, can be nutritious too, right?
Absolutely.
Doesn't
You
have to
don't
be-
need to use too much oil.
Yeah, and not a whole lot of fat in it too, and we used olive oil. So, my name is Dr. Olivia Moses. This is Colorful Cooking. This is my dad, the man who taught me my first meal. Thank you for joining us.